So guys, did you know that they are trying to recruit repentant Boko Haram into our military? I mean repentant Boko Haram that have killed many lives in Nigeria. They are trying to recruit them into our military. Here I say that 40 repentant Boko Haram terrorists shortlisted for 2026 Nigeria Army recruitment undergo medicals in Bono. They are undergoing medicals so that if they pass those checkup, they can be brought and recruited into our military. And then tomorrow we are asking ourselves, how is the government not fighting security, whereas they are even applauding them? Imagine recruiting terrorists into our military, and then tomorrow you send our military to go and fight terrorists, whereas they are in our military. Ask yourself, how do they get information about our military? How do they get? It's because there is a mole. Somebody in the military is leaking these informations to the terrorists. That is why they are recruiting more terrorists into our military. And here confirms this from Sahara Reporters. It says, breaking 40 repentant Boko Haram terrorists shortlisted for 2026 Nigeria Army recruitment undergo medicals in Bono. This is from Sahara Reporters. 40 repentant Boko Haram, they are undergoing medicals to join Nigeria military. Nigeria, oh God of mercy. Then this one say that 40 repentant Boko Haram terrorists are allegedly shortlisted in the 2026 Nigeria Army recruitment undergoes medical checkup. This is the saddest news ever in human history. We are talking about insecurity happening in Nigeria, but our government and our military are recruiting the same terrorists into the society. How do they expect to end insecurity if they continue like this? And I believe that most of us have seen the video where terrorists were on bikes. Many of them were on the road, and our forces were busy waving hands for them. That video have raised many reactions, and then people were asking the question, what is happening? Guess what? They came out and told all that those people are vigilantes. And now, in Arise News, Rufai asked a question. Do they think Nigerians are drafts or we don't have brains? Arise News anchor Rufai also react to police claim that motorcyclists in viral video were vigilantes, not bandits. They came out and they told us that these people are vigilantes, not bandits, and they're asking the question, do they think we are daft or don't have brains? Because sometimes the kind of news we hear in Nigeria, if they explain this country for you, I'm not sure you understand it. Now, this is from Peter for Nigeria. He said that their chief Tinubu and police, so the men in this video are hunters and vigilantes. No problem. There is God. 27, Tinubu must go. They told all that these people were vigilantes. These people with these sophisticated guns, that they are weapons, they are vigilantes. Now watch the video from Arise and see how Rufai blasted the police and asking them if they think we are daft for them to come out and say that these people are vigilantes and not bandits. Let me get your views in the comments about the military recruiting over 40 repentant terrorists back in society. What do you think about that in the comment section, guys? I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment. I'll see you guys in my next video.
If it's still the president top heavy, it's as good as, you know, having federal police that has a state police inkling. That's just it. So it's still pretty much overseen by the federal. And even when you look at the, you know, police council, is still leaning towards the president. You see, my fear is when we talk about federalism, I think we don't understand what federalism is in this country. We don't understand what federalism is to a large extent. And when you still have this modeling, it's just going to open doors for all sorts. So if this is what they did yesterday in the National Assembly, and I can read all the sections, maybe what I will do is as the days go by, I'll be reading different sections and be pointing the loopholes. If this was what they did and this is what will also be sent to the State House of Assembly, which I know those ones will, you know, largely want to counter since their governors are already in on it, then it still goes back to the things we're talking about. I think the true conversation and why I've always been iffy about state police is the viability. Because the reason for the level of insecurity in this country is not because of state police. State police is just saying you have more jurisdictional boots on the ground. But it doesn't solve the problem of complicity. It doesn't solve the problem of complicity. I mean, we've tried the iterations with various local policing arrangements, Amotekun and the likes and all of that. So has it been able to solve the problem?
But they are not armed.
No, they are. They are giving intelligence and some guns, but they are not giving AK-47 and high-grade weapons. I mean, that's just the difference. So if you give them an high-grade weapon and all that, I mean, what does it do? They work in consonance with the police. Okay, you give them the right to go all out. Does it solve the problem overnight? Where you have a massive level of kidnapping, insecurity, complicity. Look at the high-level terrorist financing you're seeing. Look at how much these guys are transferring in international border transfers for terrorism. You want to compare it with what would be the paltry budget of the state police? Where they are still even talking about a 3% quota, because the governors, which we know, that cannot even pay anything, will not be able to pay and effectively cater to it. So let's solve the problem of security architecture first. Let the politicians allow the security architecture in this country breathe. Because do you think this will stop the politicians from still going to do peace deals with the bandits? Is it not in this country that the security architecture is so defeated to an extent that people were motorcycles passing? Anyway, the police have come out and say, no, they are vigilante. I don't know when police started giving salute to vigilante. I don't know when police are giving salute to vigilante. And they carry such sophisticated weapons. Because you see, in this country, they think all of us are just daft, that we have no brain. So vigilante will be passing on motorcycle. Police will see them, police will be waving, oh, vigilante, go ahead, go ahead. And they carry very good. I could swear that I saw an RPG somewhere in that video. Maybe, but it was pixelated. Maybe I didn't see it well, oh. So please correct me if I'm wrong. So when did police start bowing and saying, hello, hello, happy out of vigilante? You see, we live in a mess. We live in a mess. And this mess has been largely caused by our political class because of their own selfishness. All of these are, trace it back. It goes back to politics in the bid of trying to win elections. You arm people that you're not supposed to arm just because you want to win office at that point in time. Then you lead it to the proliferation of arms. So I can still read through what they did yesterday. It's still top heavy. You put the police council strictly in the hands of the president. He's the one that nominates people from the labor group.
Now, wow, my country people, fellow Nigerians, if Nigerians no come together and APC Affliction Progressive Congress go end Nigeria. This video now, Nigerian police and presidency, Bayo Nonuga, Bayo the Garulos, they don't come out. They say this video say make Nigerians no panic, say make them no think say na anything, no be bandits, say na vigilante and hunter. They are going on a routine patrol. Say the police officer just they greet them that they exchange pleasantry between hunter and vigilante. Tinubu, you they do wonder, Happy, you not they do wonder, Somebody shout power. Somebody shout Ori Buruku, because Ori Buruku lenshe. Oshi lenshe. Somebody comment Ori Buruku. No problem. Since these ones are vigilante and hunter, maybe these boys for this picture too, they are high neck returning officers. Oshisko. Tinubu, you do this one. Oh. You do this from the east to the west to the north and south. Ori Buruku, you do this one. Oh. Oshi lenshe. Make una see ammunition and weapon where hunter and vigilante they carry. Make una see as hunter and vigilante they gbadun. It be like some of them, if you zoom in, they even wear military camouflage uniform. They think where civilian no go fit. They think where una they hide that una monkey hand where una they put for pot of soup. Very soon it go turn to human hand. Make una see video where police they can't tell us, see, APC and Tinubu, make una see, we may be poor, we may be hungry, but we know they crazy. We know they mad for this country, because the way where this country they go, they oshiwe una they do. Make una see, as bandits they just they badun, they faji, sorry, hunters and vigilante, they faji, they just they enjoy themselves, they go. I greet you, good evening. I want to be a vigilante. But I just make I give no information, no. The way they go now, this one where hunter and vigilante that they drive for bike like this, they go whether na stakeholder meeting. May we not see them become president and senate president one day. Because this country, it is up to all of us, I greet you, to come together and dismantle this structure of criminality. Because what we call government in Nigeria is organized criminality. Children, they bush. That is why Peter Obi talk say under him, it is either terrorists or government are in charge. One person have to be in charge. For this country, I beg, who they in charge? I don't know whether na this hunter or na the vigilante. See as police they wave. The police say afraid catch am. Afraid catch am for the thing where he see. As you see hunters wey hold ammunition wey pass police hold. Police fear. Police see hunter and vigilante wey hold weapon wey he no fit hold. He afraid catch am. Ori buruku lenshe. Affliction Progressive Congress. Oshi lenshe. Twe apo una spit. May God forbid bad thing. Nigeria shine una ayo na express una day. Make una kuku be careful. Go and collect your PVC. If not 2027. This one they say na hunter and vigilante. The people wey una go see where they go call INEC returning officer. Shebi the organic cream APC national state chairman for Edo. He was INEC this thing for Ekiti state. No worry. My name is Peter for Nigeria. I say I wanna be a vigilante. Twe! I pour una speech. Shame on you. You are amongst people, human beings, most miserable. Nigeria is governed by the worst of humanity. The next thing, look at, now when I go, they make excuses and statements for terrorists and criminals in the country. Instead of protecting citizens, government choose to pamper terrorists and criminal elements. How the thing go end? Because now business. Oshilenshe, Ori Buruku Lenshe, Nigeria, shine your eye. 2027, end APC before APC end Nigeria. My name is Peter for Nigeria.
Some terrorists are occupying part of Nigeria in Sokoto and Plateau State, as I talk to you now. True or false? Did you Nnamdi Kanu take away any part of Nigeria and say this is Biafran land when he was agitating? Tell me. Some people are occupying Nigerian territory, Nigerian land, as I talk to you today. Who are those people? Did you Nnamdi Kanu go that far?
But Riley Moore, you know, U.S. House member, was in Nigeria on a fact-finding mission, and he visited Benue and Plateau.
Yes.
And when he went back, he said he saw over 600.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
Internally displaced people.
Exactly.
Now, since he went back to the United States, do you think that it's also on the table that American government might say, look, Nigerian government, if you want to show sincerity, if you want to show intentionality in fighting this problem, these people must go back to their home.
Exactly.
No, I'm asking, do you think that
it must? Look, it's not a question of do you think, it must. It must for Nigeria to get back on its tracks. Because you cannot have your citizens living in IDP camp and then you go to bed every night and sleep and wake up. And you swore to protect them. You don't even need US to tell you this. You don't need US. So are they going to live in IDP camp forever? No, tell me, the people of Benue and Plateau, are they going to live in IDP camp forever?
Barrister, you seem to be missing my point.
What is the point?
My point is, at this moment, those people are still in ID camp. My direct question is, do you think that at some point it will be on the table on discussion between Nigerian government and US government?
I don't told you yet. Yes, it must. Do you need someone to tell you that? As a government, do you need someone to even tell you that? Let's be sincere here. These are your Nigerian citizens. And I ask you again, are they going to live in IDP camp forever? Would they go back to their home? Do you need anybody to tell you to go and do the needful? More so when the people occupying their villages and their homes are foreign terrorists. Please, what they did, is this for the good of Nigeria or for the bad of Nigeria? Don't tell me. If the idea came from them, the federal government should congratulate them because that is the national service they did. What the federal government could not do, IPOB members or the Igbos invited Donald Trump to come and do it. So why are they not attacking Donald Trump? If what he came to do here was not in the interest of Nigeria, why should they not own up? In fact, they should be praising themselves that they have done a national duty for Nigeria. IPOB members, when they accuse you of being responsible for Donald Trump, beat your chest and say, yes, we thank God we did it. Yes. That is what they refused to do. They now invited somebody who came to do it. And let me tell you, remember they have proscribed IPOB as a terrorist organization. So if actually they were a terrorist organization, would Donald Trump have listened to them? All this is a shame on the federal government. A group they should recognize for who they are, what they represent. You are not demonizing them, vilifying them. But elsewhere, outside here, they are recognized. So if they accuse you that you are the one that brought Donald Trump, beat your chest and say, yes, we did it. And he came for the good of Nigeria. Okay.
All right.
Nnamdi Kanu was wrongly jailed. Seriously. His rights and everything was flagrantly disobeyed. The man who was so ebullient, who was so happy to go and kidnap Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, is now facing the same thing that he accused Nnamdi Kanu of. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine this poetic irony in life? You can see. Whatever you sow, you reap. If somebody had told Malami that you go through this thing one day, he wouldn't have believed it. The very man who orchestrated Nnamdi Kanu's kidnap and all that, even when the court said he should go, that Nnamdi Kanu should, Malami insisted that Nnamdi Kanu must be brought back and face some spurious charges. The same thing EFCC did to them. When he left the court, they arrested him on the court immediately and took him back to prison. So that is how life is. So with all this development, the whole world can now see that Nnamdi Kanu was wrongly jailed. All the things he was saying, nobody said that it is wrong or no, it's not true, it's not happening, no. Is it not the same thing that we are witnessing today? Imagine if the federal government had called these people, like they have been dialoguing with Toju Bello and other terrorists. If they had called IPOB, okay, come, my people, come, what is wrong? What are you people talking about? What happened? For a dialogue. Maybe this thing would have died down. They will now give them the assurances and all that. And maybe they will step down. Like they did this protest yesterday. Did anybody die? Did they kill anybody? Were they carrying gun? That was exactly what they were doing. Before the federal government under Buhari started using gun to kill all of them.
Talking about the release of Nnamdi, recently, there's been this engagement, this collaboration between the U.S. government and Nigerian government security agencies. And before then, U.S. said before we backpedal, on our threat of having to take out these people, there are certain things that we need you to do. Exactly. And we understand that one of them was the release of Sunday Jackson, the farmer that was jailed by the Supreme Court in Adamawa. Is it Adamawa in Taraba, somewhere in the northeast? Yeah. And we saw him released. He was granted pardon and clemency. Do you think that release of Nnamdi Kanu might at some point come in the table?
He's already on the table.
Between the U.S. government and Nigerian authorities?
Okoro is already on the table.
How
Whether
so?
the U.S. will put the amount of federal, it's already on the table. Nnamdi Kanu must be released. No. Because it is obvious that that man was wrongly jailed. From these terrorists that are working all over the place.
But I want us to be factual.
It's factually that it's on the table already.
Okay,
At a point, it will come up.
But for now, it hasn't come up.
It's already, discussions are going on.
Let's be very clear. At a point, it will come up, or it's already on the table.
Hold on, I told you now that discussion is going on behind closed doors. Okay. It's not something that we just wake up and...
Between the U.S. government and Nigerian
No. Nigerian government and some Igbo leaders.
Okay. Yes. My direct question is, do you think that at some point, it might be on the table? U.S. will say, look, if you do this, we need you to do this.
I said it's already on the table.
Which table now?
Both Nigerian government and the U.S. government table is there. It's part of it because the Igbo leaders of thought and some other concerns are already talking about it, but it's behind closed doors. Until that discussion is concluded, we are still talking about it. We are still raising that issue. Because we are now seeing that, yes, from all indication, this man was wrongly jailed. The IPOB members, what they have been talking about, have now come to realization. Most Nigerians did not understand what these guys were up to before. All the things they said about Nigeria is what we are seeing today. The thing is that you cannot live in denial for too long. With this peaceful rally and all that, Donald Trump should be made aware of all these things. They should articulate all these things and then make sure that he gets the attention of Donald Trump, because in his first comment, as a U.S. president, that was when this thing happened. Okay. And now he has come back, and the issues are still there, and these guys are being persecuted. So Donald Trump should be made aware. And the Nigerian states, in fact, I should say that it is a shame on them. Because what these guys stood for, what they have been talking about, is what the same Donald Trump have come to address in Nigeria. You can imagine. Eh? Is it not irony that the same man they were commemorating his inauguration and all that is the person that have come to save Nigeria? Eh? So on that score, the Nigerian state should carry the shame and recognize these guys for what they were talking about. If they had listened to them, maybe Donald Trump would have come.
Okay, now.
The earlier APC government take away political sentiment out of this matter, the better. Because even if APC leaves office tomorrow, the next government will inherit this problem. So the earlier they release Nnamdi Kanu, the better. Let them stop all the political sentiment that within Nnamdi Kanu's release, we will not have our way in the Southeast. He will be dominating the. Those things are lost. Is their secondary. The important thing is that Biafra land or whatever or IPOP is in the mind of the Igbos as I talk to you today. These other people that have done worse since Mr. Okoro, what have you done to them? That is the first question. What Nnamdi Kanu was doing and what these people have done so far, which one is better? It was the activities of these people that made Donald Trump to come and bomb Nigeria. Didn't Nnamdi Kanu invite Donald Trump to come and bomb Nigeria? So you should be considerate in whatever you are doing. That is what I'm saying here. These people have done worse things that everybody can see. Yet, they are being pampered. They are being behaving as if it is their right, you know. But Nnamdi Kanu was agitating for what? Self-determination. Is that not the cause of the matter? Did they ransack any village? Did they say that Muslims will convert to Christians before he can lay down his agitation? No! A simple matter that is not recognized by the United Nations. That is why no other country in the whole world have seen IPOP as a terrorist organization, except Buhari's government. So what does that tell you? That is where injustice comes in. You pamper your people who have been killing and maiming and destroying people's land and property. You pamper them, you cover them. But one young man who said, no, what you are doing to us is not good. We want self-determination. You now judge him. Is that fair?
Okay, all right.
No country in the whole world has seen IPOB as a terrorist organization. Now, it is an embarrassment on the part of the federal government that a group they proscribed is now influencing a whole world power to carry out action in Nigeria. A very big embarrassment. They shouldn't even say this. If they have wisdom and intelligence, they should not say this thing. This is a group we proscribe. So how is America listening to them? And to come to it, what Donald Trump came to Nigeria, is this for our own good or for our own bad? The man came to help us to do something nobody could have done in the last 15 years. Please, is it a bad omen for Nigeria? That is the question. Because I know that if Donald Trump did not do what he did, maybe what we are seeing today wouldn't have happened. Because all of a sudden, the federal government have woken up against the terrorists. Is that not true? There are activities now against them. So who made it possible? When people want to talk, please let them reason. Let them reason. Those people who want to reason before you talk. If I thought it was IPOB that did it, what they did, is it for the good of Nigeria and the federal government or not? And so, if it is for the, why is it that the federal government is not challenging Donald Trump? Say, why did you bomb Nigeria? Who told you to come? That is how to start, and not to be talking anyhow. So I should sit down here and condemn IPOB. If I thought they are the one that did it, what they did, is it for the good of Nigeria? That is the first question. If you answer that question, you can go ahead and talk. By the way, if you have done the needful, will Donald Trump come in? If you have done what you're supposed to do as the federal government to protect life and property, will anybody even enter Nigeria? Both terrorists and Donald Trump, will they enter Nigeria? So please, when they want to talk, let them reason before they talk, so that some of us will not interrogate it. That's what I'm saying here.
You can see how this government is going. Instead of tackling insecurity, they're recruiting the same terrorists into our community, and they're undergoing medicals. So if they pass those medicals, which they will eventually pass, they will recruit 40 repentant terrorists back in our military. And then tomorrow, they will send our military to go and fight terrorists. Fight with terrorists that are being recruited back in the society. And this is not the first time. This is not the first time that we have seen this news. We have seen it last year, We have seen this previous times. They are busy pardoning terrorists, and then tomorrow they expect these terrorists to surrender. That is why we are having more and more terrorist groups in Nigeria. We have ISIS, we have ISWAP, Boko Haram, we have many of them. Lakora, there are many terrorist groups in Nigeria. It's because our government are shielding and camping the terrorists in Nigeria. We all know how APC was exposed to allegedly be the one to bring in these terrorists in 2015 to win the election. Ever since then, they have refused to go back to where they're coming from. Now, 40 of them are to be recruited back in the community. And then we saw a video where terrorists boldly driving bikes, passing on the road, and our police were seen waving at them, and they came out to tell us that those people are vigilantes and not bandits. When I don't know how they are seeing Nigerians, I don't know if they think that many of us are not wise, that many of us cannot comprehend and know when we see bandits. We saw the kind of guns they were holding, and all they could tell us was that they are not bandits, that they are vigilantes. Vigilantes in that troop, vigilantes in that number, on bikes with sophisticated weapons. Well, I wonder if this government thinks that Nigerians that would not have brains, because the kind of thing they come out and tell us, like with mind, that we understand and agree, yes, okay, yes, they're vigilantes. We saw the kind of sophisticated guns they are holding, and all they could do was to applaud them, to wait for them, and then they come out and tell us that they are vigilantes and not bandits. Then tomorrow we are asking ourselves, how will Nigeria get better? This is not even helping matters. Meanwhile, guys, let me get your views in the comments. I'll be guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like and a comment, guys.